Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button below. Also do well to turn on post notifications. Now let's get into the video. Also do well to like this video, leave a comment. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section, or if you like me to do a particular video, you can also put it in the comment section because you know I got you. So let us get into the main video. Now I'll be tying the bridal full fan gele. So I'm taking my gele into 50-50, and I'm taking it 70-30. That means from that 50-50, you take like a bit bigger than half from it. So of course I gel the hair backwards so that it can be a neat work. So you take 70-30. That means there's a longer, way longer part, then you hold the shorter part. So you comb your client's hair backwards so that the hair can be laid neatly to perfection. So I'm doing that. Then I take the 30 parts, I place it on the center of her forehead. Sorry, the camera is in a static position, so I'm trying my best for you to see. You place it on her hairline, then you begin to make your pleats. Ensure you make your pleats as neatly as possible. So you take in your hands and you gather your pleats. If this is your first time, this may not be as easy as I'm doing it. So you can already form your pleats down before placing it on the hairline. Tell your model to hold the I told my model to hold one part of the hair while I form the pleat neatly down to the back of her head. So try as much as possible to not lose pleats in order to make your work neat. The neatness of your work is in the pleats. So I'm going down and I'm going to take my pleats down. So I'm taking my pleats down. You can see I'm taking my time. Gele is should be done with carefully, it should be done patiently. You must be calm. If this is your first time tying gele, it may not be as easy as I'm doing it, but practice makes perfect. So I pin it down there. It's not a must for you to pin it down, but I just pinned it down just in case. Even though I'll tell her to hold it, but I just pinned it down just to secure the pleats there. So I just pinned the gele. You can see I'm pinning it from the back. This is to prevent the pin from showing a lot in front. So you can see that the pin is not so obvious. So I tell my model to secure it at that point while I go to the other side and I begin to form my pleats neatly. I'm forming it neatly. You can see at a point it may seem like do not try as much as possible to not lose any pleats. Even though the pleat may seem like it's not forming, but you must it may seem like the pleat wants to get loose. You must try as much as possible. I am using a soft gele. It's very soft, so it may be easy to form the pleat, but it may be difficult for the pleat to stay. Okay, so if you're using a hard gele, it is much more better, or a hard asooke. So that is why I'm even securing the pins there. So I'm securing it again at the just where um I want to I want the pleats to be secured so it doesn't lose. If you notice, the pleats form in the middle, then begin to merge them together towards the ear part. You can see it. Now I tell her to turn so you can see what I'm doing. I take the shorter one up, the shorter, that's the 30, the shorter of the gele. I take the 30 up. I take the 30 up and I take the 70 down. Remember, in any gele you are tying, as long as there is a side bigger than the other, the shorter one always goes above. The shorter one always goes above. So then you take the longer one, or in most of the geles, majority, most times the shorter ones go up above, except you want to be creative with yours. So I'm taking the longer one. As you can see, because I formed the pleats to the back of her head, the pleats, I can easily pick the pleats. So I'm picking the pleats. I'm just picking the pleats with my hand. You can decide to raise it, turn it over and pick the pleat, but I just chose to. So it's still the same thing. So remember, we're tying a bridal full fan gele. So now I told my model to secure the shorter part. Although this part is a bit short, if you're actually using 70/30, that part will not be as short as this. Is because I just measured it randomly. But I told her to hold the shorter part. Your model is to hold the shorter part, okay? And although my gele also is quite small, so I began forming the pleats. If you monitor my hand movement well, I'm forming the pleat. I take the pleat from the middle of the head, then I begin to extend it down to her ear, then to the back of her head. I take the pleat from the middle of the head, then I extend it to the back of her head. Because it's a fan gele, the bigger you would want your fan, the earlier you start creating the fan. If you want your fan to be very small, you form more pleats before you start creating the fan. But I want my fan to be big. Even though my gele is not big, but I want it to be of a tangible size, as tangible as it can form. I start to form my fan. You can see I start from the middle, then I extend it in a straight line, not trying to close up with the back of the head, but in a straight line. Like I pick small from the middle, then it's much more bigger towards the end. Small from the middle of the head, and as I'm doing it, I am moving. I am moving. If you do everything just while your hands are in the center of the head, you may you may find it difficult to continue creating your fans. So as you are doing it, you move. Like I said, my gele is a soft one. That's why my fans are somewhat big. If my gele is hard, when I do tiny fans, it's supposed to stay, but because of its softness, that's why I had to do big fans. So you can do tiny fans. If you want it to be tiny, you pick small. But I'm picking a tangible amount and I'm increasing it at the edge while I am moving towards the other side of her ear. So this was quite a little challenge for me because my gele was soft. So just in case you're using a soft gele and it's looking like it's so difficult and you can't get it, it's not your fault. The gele is soft. So it may be wobbly and maybe finding it difficult to stay in place. So um you just try as much as possible because you can't predict what texture of gele your client is going to bring. So I'm still creating my fans and I'm moving downwards, trying as much as possible to not lose the pleats, because if you begin to miss a lot of pleats, your fan may lose in the middle. So you try to bring all the pleats as much as possible towards the other side of the hair, of the ear rather. So I'm just doing that and I'm arranging it. I keep arranging it. I keep doing it. As I'm doing it, you can see I'm checking the other fans to ensure that it doesn't get lost or doesn't loosen in the process of pleating other fans. So I keep doing it. And you're supposed to be moving slowly. Don't move, take a lump to the other side of the ear or take a leap. You move slowly while forming your fans because you need volume. You need a fan to have more volume. So you keep pleating and you make a fan. So I kept making my fan, going down, I'm maintaining the pleats, ensuring that the pleats are being organized properly before I create another fan. You create, you create until you get to the back of your client's head, until you make a fan till the end of the client's head or till the center of the back of the client's head. Then you can use a pin to support it. Like I said, I always pin from the back in order to reduce the visibility of the pins. You can see I'm still being conscious of my fan so it doesn't get loose. Then I gather my pleats at the back. I don't want to lose my precious pleats. Okay, so you can see how I'm gathering it from behind for it to look neat. I'm gathering small fans behind just to give it that volume at the end of the fan. So you can see as I'm gathering it, I gather and gather and gather until I get to the end of the fan in order to tie it. Then I tell my model to hold it. Your client or your model must always hold it because of how you are going to tie, except you are pinning. But if you must tie, they must hold that side. If not, it would pull out. So now you can see I put the longer one up under the shorter one when tying, under the shorter one. Then I tie. I asked my model if it's tight, but I didn't tie it. So I tie it tightly, yes. So I decided to loosen it a bit, yes, to ensure I get the volume from the end of the fan and give space so the fan can be fuller. So as you can see, I'm tying it loosely. Why? Because I remember that I must arrange my fan before I tie it finally. I don't want to tie it and find out that okay, there's a side that I have not arranged properly and would need extra space or loosening the gele a bit. So I didn't tie it tightly until I've arranged my fan neatly, and to be sure that yes, it is equal and it's ready to tie. So you can see I'm arranging it. The beauty of gele is the pleats and the arrangement. The pleats and the arrangement. So I'm arranging the gele. Every fan must be visible. Every fan must be visible. The left side of the fan gele and the right side must be of equal sizes. You can see one is a bit fuller than the other, so I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to adjust that. You can see I'm pulling this side out and pinning it just to secure. I'm securing the fan pleat at that edge because I noticed if I don't secure it, it will lose easily. So I secured it with a pin because I told you my gele is soft. So now I've seen that I've arranged this properly. I tie it, and of course I need to cover my model's head. If she's on a very beautiful hairstyle, you can leave that place, but because of course it's her natural hair, I have to cover it so it looks very neat. So I use pins to pin it down, to secure it until the hair is no longer showing at the back. So I'm pinning it and pinning it. I'm pinning every corner in order to hide the hair. So now the final arrangement of the gele, arranging the fans, taking them one by one and stretching them out, forming the fan neatly, making it very obvious. So I'm pinning wherever needs to be pinned in order to secure it. Like I told you, I'm using a soft gele, so I'm using so much of pins. So you can see always be ready to always be open to use pins. Okay, any place that you feel okay, this place needs to be adjusted, you can pin it down. Okay, so I'm just arranging it, arranging the gele until it looks equal, until it looks equal, uniform and excellent. It must be excellent. So so I adjust it to a hairline because your gele must always start from your hairline. It must always begin from your hairline. So then so I'm just adjusting the adjustables. You can see that it is just perfect. You can see it's perfect, and she's ready to go for the bridal outing. So this is your bridal full fangele. Do well to subscribe to see more of my videos. Do well to like. Do well to comment. If you have questions, you can leave in the comment section. If you like me to do another video, just let me know in the comment section. I love you guys. Stay with me. Stay tuned. Bye.